with Wi-Fi service. But it should be known that Surfshark does a lot more than that. One
Supposed to.
An experience Chris
Wait.
Chan also had, although unlike Chris Chan, this perplexing detail was never elaborated on. It has since fueled speculation over what exactly he could have done to get banned for life. From a young age, Dobson was quite the troublemaker. He hated being forced to recite the Pledge of Allegiance every day, claiming it fueled his desire to question the status quo. It wasn't long until the fledgling creative began to rebel, neglecting his studies in favor of drawing. From the day he could hold a crayon, he began trying to tell stories. He first taught himself to animate through stop motion using Legos and an 8mm camera. By high school, he had moved on to 2D animation, getting friends to voice in his short films. Comic strips he was making even became a part of the school paper. Of course, not everyone was impressed. The young cartoonist was frequently picked on and bullied, an experience that has stuck with him to this very one instance in which he punched a bully but promptly turned himself in because that's the type of person he was. Needless to say, the awkward years were filled with angst and misery for the social outcast. I can hardly remember anything positive. The insane amount of stupid homework, my horrible grades in math, which nearly kept me from graduating, dealing with racist and stupid kids. We only ever had one black kid in my entire 12 years of schooling, and getting ignored by girls and then seeing them end up with your arch nemesis. It should be noted that there were a few bright spots. Some electives were an opportunity to hone his craft, like figure drawing, where he saw a naked woman in person for the first time. What kind of high school was this? By mid 1995, he was toying with 3D animation and computer generated imagery. This interest led him to a new application called Photoshop. He began making pictures to show off at school, like an image of his principal shaking hands with President Bill Clinton. In 1998, he created a pic of the Millennium Falcon crashing into his high school and put it in the paper. This frightened administrators, who sent him to a counselor under the belief he wanted to blow up the school. And to be fair to them, he did just admit to wanting to kill all of his classmates. But in actuality, it was simply a tribute to some of his nerdier interests. Mass media was his main refuge from reality. By then, Andy was already a Nintendo diehard. His taste was shaped by gaming mags and licensed American cartoons. During his senior year, Nintendo announced a video game tournament for Pokemon Red and Blue. The 1998 Pokemon League training tour made 19 stops at malls across North America. That included Boston, Massachusetts in mid-October. Dobson would end up competing and bragging decades later about winning a badge, despite cheating since he was 2 years older than the cutoff age. True story, I competed in one of the first Pokemon Leagues in 1999. I won the Boulder badge, then was beat by a 5-year-old in the second round. I was also 17 at the time, trying to pass for 15, which was the cutoff age. Had to shave extra that day. At the turn of the century, Andrew Dobson graduated from high school, marking the start of his transition into adulthood. The summer after would provide many What are you doing on the stairs? Trying to roommate is making out with his girlfriend in our room right now, and my other roommates are having a drinking party in the living room, so I can't sleep on the couch. Would you like to sleep on our couch? We've got the room. Yes. Yes, I would. Andrew and this pink hero became friends and eventually started dating. Although when their relationship began is unclear. In this sophomore year, he shared a room with a Chinese student named Jackie. He remembered Jackie more fondly, noting his creativity in making art out of everyday objects. Also together on the morning of the September still wasn't most popular around. He had actually he became a company, pushed him to go to Dora for the first time, apparently inspired by Indian Jones. The resemblance is uncanny. He also started penning his first attempt at a proper comic. In 2002, he created Patty, a tomboy who finds out she's a lesbian. The idea was to explore their relationship without exploring the sexual side. All things considered, this book was really not that bad, although later revelations would change the public's perception towards it. It only received one chapter, albeit a lengthy 150 pages. His next comic stems from his love of detective novels. The Adventures of Percy Phillips and Jackie. This murder mystery casts his roommate Jackie as his Watson, who admonishes him for not being able to boil instant ramen properly. Unfortunately, even in college, he couldn't escape from mockery. It likely isn't a surprise to hear that Dobson was once a big fan of anime. He even began collecting animation cells off of eBay. But his love for the medium started to fade once he took control of his college's anime club. Dobson was in charge of finding new shows, a responsibility that consumed him deeply. They ran from 7 p.m. to midnight, and he was so proud of his management skills he listed it on his resume. I had no social life on the weekends because it was eaten up by the club. Soon I began repeating myself. I was having a harder time finding